The first ever playoff match at Breese Stevens Field sees a clash of the Titans and a rematch of the USL Jägermeister Cup semifinal. It's Forward Madison hosting the Charlotte Independents, presented by Dairyland. Phil Galati with you along for the ride in front of a packed house here in Wisconsin as we take a look at the USL League One playoff bracket presented by Terminix. Liam McKinnon, the Golden Boot winner, his penalty sealing the win for Greenville 2-1 over 1 Knoxville. Meanwhile, the winner of this match will play the winner of the Northern Colorado Hailstorm and Spokane Velocity. That game kicking off later tonight. For this game, however, these two teams have seen each other a number of times this season, and the Mingos have come out on top 6-3, the aggregate score. Speaking to the Independence head coach Mike Jeffries earlier this week, he says though Forward Madison can score the ball, it's their defensive structure that makes them so deadly. It's so difficult to play through their back line, and then they can get the ball up top to a number of players who have the tenacity to put the ball in the back of the net. As for those scorers for Forward Madison, we'll take a closer look at the guys up top for the Mingos. Christian Cheney, Juan Galindres, Devin Boyce, Aiden Macias, all of them have that attacking acumen and that talisman's eye to score goals for this side. Speaking to head coach Matt Glazer, it's less about getting one player the ball over and over again. It's about having a group of guys that knows its principles regardless of who's on the pitch. There is one player for Charlotte that everybody knows is on the pitch because it's nearly impossible to defend him. Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. finished second in the Golden Boot standings with 15 goals on the year, and nearly all of them unstoppable as well. As for what makes number 29 so dangerous, his head coach Mike Jeffries saying in and around the box, he just comes to life and he can do so much with just a half a chance. So take a closer look at the attack for the Mingos versus Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. Goals 21-15, expected goals nearly identical. Remember, we're comparing 4 players to just 1. However, for Forward Madison, with double the amount of time per goal, this is a team that can dominate possession and control the game, be patient up top, and have the wherewithal to strike when the time is right. So the 10th all-time meeting between these sides just moments away. Madison has won 3 of those matches, Charlotte's won 3, and they've tied 3 times too. A place in the Final Four awaits on the other side of the break. We'll bring you the starting 11 and the opening kick soon.
It's an S.
On that back. My name is John Murphy. Pausani Ferry Sosa. Soy Juan Galindres. I'm Devin Boyce.
I gotta get a couple push-ups in, you know?
I can juggle. Just it. Justicia.
Justice.
Justice. Justice.
Justice from the ground.
Justice from the ground up.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget. And 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
Getting the exact vehicle you want is easy at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton. Come in and sit down with one of our sales professionals and build the Volkswagen you want. Pick all the features, order it, and then sit back and relax, knowing you're getting your dream vehicle. The best things in life are worth waiting for after all. Check out our selection online or in person. With new vehicles arriving every day, your perfect Volkswagen could already be waiting for you at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton.
The 10th all-time meeting between these two sides, moments away. It is absolutely jam-packed at Breese Stevens Field. Forward Madison and Charlotte Independence in the USL League One playoffs. Let's take a look at the lineups presented by the Madison Concourse Hotel, starting with Matt Glazer's first 11. 4 at the back is going to be the go-to tonight. They've played with 3 sometimes. It's looked a little more like 5 out of possession, but 4 tonight. Up top, 2-striker pairing Devin Boyce and Christian Cheney. 14 goals in all competitions between those two. Meanwhile, for head coach Mike Jeffries and the Charlotte Independents, a little bit of a different look for them. 3-4-3 up top, the front 3, Joel Johnson to the left, Dustin Correa, the midseason signing, to the right, Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. with 15 to his name. Holding it down just a little bit deeper, Austin Pack leading from the back, searching for his first clean sheet since August the 30th versus the Greenville Triumph. There is the man who finished second in the Golden Boot standings. Forward Madison for their very first home playoff game in the pink kit tonight. Omar Sis will get us underway. The 5th straight postseason appearance for the Charlotte Independents. Went all the way to the final last year. Lost in the shootout. The journey back to the final starts now. So Madison's defensive shape tonight is going to be one to watch because they've tried to do a number of different looks this season. Head coach Matt Glazer saying that he has 4 of the 10 best center backs in USL League One. It's difficult to just pick a couple. Depends on the opponent, depends how they want to play. Derek Gebhardt goes down. The referee, Kalen Radazov, says nothing doing. So for head coach Mike Jeffries, because that defensive structure is so variable, as Cheney will try from distance and into the pink smoke and over the goal. But because that defensive structure is so variable, Charlotte had to wait until now to see what forward Madison was going to look like. Christian Cheney, 8 goals in all competitions. There's a man who needs no goal-scoring introduction. Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. plays the give and go to Sis, trying to stay on his feet, forced away by John Murphy. Ball to the far side. Obregon curling it in. Early tip over the bar by Burn Shipman. Another look at this shot, tough angle. I believe that was Joel Johnson actually who played that one in. Shipman equal to it. Only made 64 saves this year. This is a very difficult forward Madison back line to play through. Not a goalkeeper who's tested as often, but rises to the occasion in the opening minutes. First corner of the night played short to the top of the box. The volley deflected by Boyce and carried the other way by Derek Gebhardt. Villalobos trying to continue the break. The long ball is on. Faraday Sosa onside, awaiting reinforcements. Early cross bounces comfortably for Austin Pack. Faraday Sosa just his 16th start tonight. And though Madison like to play between the lines, they can also play direct, as you just saw. So the keys to the game presented by the Burrish Group at UBS. For forward Madison, head coach Matt Glazer says we have to cut the field in half. That Charlotte is so good offensively, we need to make sure they don't have the ball in big spaces. Then on the ball, we need to be good at finding our own pockets of space and reacting to turnovers because Charlotte can play so well on the counter. Meanwhile, for head coach Mike Jeffries, he says stay patient. Forward Madison know how to play with the ball at their feet. They know how to be aggressive, especially when they're playing at Bree Stevens, especially when they're playing in front of this crowd. They can take the game to their opponents early and prevent buildup from the back line. So if the Independents can stay patient on the ball, especially in their own defensive third, they'll be able to find those spaces that they will look for, not only on the wings, but also centrally. So a first test for Charlotte, building out from the back, and interestingly enough, forward Madison not going to bring the press this time. Because Charlotte can play so well on the counter, if Flamingos overcommit themselves, they leave themselves exposed at the back. Luis Alvarez trying to open up some space, forced back for now. Alvarez once again. Trivella pass to the far side. Here's Clay Dimmick. Number 17 for the Independents, playing every single minute this season. Sis into the air. Chested down by Osmond and cleaned up. Nervy moment for forward Madison. Normally in the playoffs, you see players a little bit apprehensive. First touches maybe bouncing behind them or too far in front of them as they try to calm their nerves. But last year, Charlotte going all the way to the finals, their 5th consecutive playoff appearance. Obregon Jr. has found some space in the box. And a difficult shot from a tough angle. Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. only needs a half a chance, said head coach Mike Jeffries. His finishing ability is some of the best in USL League One, but also knows how to take his chances well, make the smart decision. Boyce. Cross plating goes all the way through. You can hear the noise from the flock. They've brought it all season long, but especially now in the playoffs. As we get a quick look at that high press from forward Madison. Mike Jeffries, the man in charge of the Independents. Been at the helm for a number of years now, since 2019. Matt Glaser looking on from the Mingo's bench. Gebhard shot deflected. Johnson skyward. Boyce with it. Souza, quick passing for Cheney. Back for Ferretti, Souza! Pack equal to it at the near post. Look how quickly forward Madison were able to get out of space here. A pass that goes all the way through, Boyce letting it run. Ferretti, Souza dragging it onto his left foot. Austin Pack with the positioning to make a good save. First corner for the Mingos, presented by Canopy Wealth Management. Boyce playing it short for Gebhard. Training ground play. Villalobos 25 yards out. Austin Pack falls on it comfortably. Jimmy Villalobos with 1 goal on the year. Had 6 goals in 54 appearances for the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Was a runners-up with them in the league just 2 years ago. So now Cheney will lead the press. Outside midfielders for forward Madison dropping in a little bit deeper. Sosa stumbled on the ball. Correa trying to get to it. Kroll in support. Appeals for a foul not given. 50-50 ball falls to Clay Dimmick. Alvarez, heavy touch. Villalobos onto it. Forward Madison can counter. Payne sticking with it. Now Boyce trying to weather the storm. Going down. Cross blocked. Boyce winning it right back though. Payne. Murphy now. Forward Madison winning those second balls. Charlotte struggling to clear their lines. Anthony Sorensen now. A lot of space on that far side. This is where Charlotte are dangerous. Sorensen. No space offered to Correa. Manages to keep the ball under his foot. Alvarez. Trying to clip it through and too much underneath it. You can see the vision from the Charlotte Independents when players like Luis Alvarez, like Anthony Sorensen, like Dustin Correa have 5 yards in front of them, even 3 yards. Able to pick their head up, know where their teammates are. Their movement is so good. And exploring space was the one thing that head coach Matt Glazer said he does not want to have happen for the Independents tonight. Tough pass through midfield. Obregon onto it now. Has support on the near side from Joel Johnson. Back for number 29, it's headed away. Tackle comes in from Omar Sis, and he's committed a foul. He did get the ball, but there was some contact with the player first. As Devin Boyce pops back up. Boyce, the former Greenville Triumph man. Been a consistent starter in his first year with Forward Madison. Cheney not going to get there. So Forward Madison going a little bit more direct than they have at times this season. Cheney offered a lot of space by himself. Interesting to see if that trend will continue, because they are so good at finding feet and being patient in the build-up. Spielman. Ryan JJ. Charlotte still trying to find their way out of their own defensive third. In the aftermath of both Hurricanes Helene and Milton, the USL has partnered with United Way Suncoast to help the Tampa Bay area recover from the devastation the storm left behind. To learn how you can get involved, scan the QR code or visit www.uslsoccer.com/Milton to ensure individuals and families have access to the resources they need to recover. Charlotte still looking for the solution to break the Forward Madison shape. That's going to be the key for them tonight, is that patience. They've got a little bit of space now. Sorensen with a great ball. Nga out to the far side, and Correa. First cross dealt with at the near post. No space for the second. Correa will take it himself. At the edge of the area, it's deflected once again, this time by Chalaka. Alvarez. Sorensen. Omar Sis. Murphy went down, and play goes on. Cheney now trying to hold it up, has his pocket picked. And now the Independents with numbers forward. Just as quickly, Derek Gebhard winning it. Villalobos out of the pressure. Here's Souza. It is going to be a back and forth affair all night. Two top teams that play an entertaining brand of soccer. Madison with numbers forward And Payne winning the corner. Set pieces specifically was something that head coach Mike Jeffries spoke on defending with forward Madison. A lot of talented players in the air and in the box. Jake Kroll the one to provide the service. His 5th year in the league, a 2021 USL League One champion with Union Omaha. In swinging ball. First cross dealt with. Not once, but twice. Ryan JJ on cleanup duty. JJ still fighting for it. He's out of position. And the ball back into the box, a bit of a letdown. Sorensen. Madison this time keen to keep their structure, not throw too many numbers at the ball. Sis forced to check back. Sorensen looking for Obregon and allowed to bounce through. 15 minutes gone at Breese Stevens Field, and the shape of play is somewhat what we expected. Obregon the target man for nearly every attack for Charlotte. Meanwhile, forward Madison keen to share the wealth. But that back four, something that has been working as of late for forward Madison, a change that has seen a lot of success. Sosa trying to create some success of his own. And instead it's Luis Alvarez who has the pace. Trying to look for a white shirt. He's carried it a long way. That's important for Charlotte. Allows the inside midfielders to get forward. JJ. Alvarez offered no space. Now Madison will step up. Murphy slides in. Got the ball, but the Independents stick with it. Here's Correa trying to clip it into the box and defended well by Mitch Osman. Sis. The switch is on. If Alvarez can find some space. Now he'll take it himself. And it bounces wide. Luis Alvarez, 21-year-old, does have the capability to score from there, and he's given the space to take that shot. It's not a bad idea. The dipping, knuckling strike didn't have the venom to find the right side of the far post. Osmond. Jake Kroll. Murphy is checked into the near side. Pass deflected in midfield, and Sosa working quickly back for it. When forward Madison turn over the ball, they're going to play quickly and put the pressure on to try and win it right back, because Charlotte can play so well on the counter. You don't want to give the visitors that opportunity. Stephen Payne all the way up top. That right back part of that back line on the ball now. Mingo's keen to keep 2 or 3 at the back and then send a wing back high. Here's Murphy going down, and it is a free kick. And a yellow card as well for Omar Sis. John Murphy tripped from behind, and that is a yellow card worthy foul. Murphy has had an excellent last few weeks. Started 4 of the last 5. His last goal was scored here at Bree Stevens from about 30 yards against Spokane. His head coach Matt Glazer says he started this season as a bench player, trying to fight for his spot in the starting 11, grinding every day, and is now a really important guy for us. That's what you want to see from a professional. An example of the fighting spirit we want to have here at Madison. Murphy going to stand right next to the wall. Devin Boyce has this one in the locker. He'll cross it instead. Correa with a swipe at it. Villalobos, excellent first touch. Payne. Charlotte will find their shape. Well defended by the Independents. Johnson gonna hustle it down. And he's forced Michael Chilaka a ways away from where he was. Chilaka will try and go forward now. Payne. Murphy has space once again. John Murphy on the dribble, and the pass picked away. That looked like a foul, and it was. So now Madison starting to find a little bit more space in the middle third of the pitch. Matt Glazer still issuing instructions, wanting the team to get a little bit more compact. Ball worked out wide. Coach Glazer said isolating those wide players for Charlotte's going to be key in this one, in terms of making sure that the ball doesn't progress any further, and especially not to Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. He's the target of this long ball. And a safe header back by the captain, Mitch Osmond. .53% possession so far in favor of the visitors. It's been very even. Both goalkeepers have been tested as well. But the defensive structure for both sides have found their shape. There's a little bit more consistency about the passing game now. Gebhardt turned into space. Heavy touch. Now with Spielman. Chased by Gebhardt and forced wide. Correa wants to go for a jog. Trying to play it through for Obregon, and the flag will go up. Chilaka and Osman, two center backs for forward Madison in communication, just to leave him offside. Rustin Correa in his 6th start for the Independents. 23 caps with the El Salvador national team. Osman wants someone to check short, instead plays long. You could see the movement of the pink shirts in midfield. It's so fluid. This is a common theme for the Mingos, where they line up on paper, almost never how they line up in the match just because there is such an innate understanding of how they can flow and cross the lines. Beautiful cross to the far side. Payne forced away. Boyce, Villalobos sees the check of the shoulder. Now Cheney, one-time passing, a hallmark of Cheney's game with his back to goal. Boyce, flag stays down against Payne. Boyce looking for support, and will just poke it to Kroll. Now Souza, left-footed cross is grabbed out of the air by Austin Pack. Good build-up play from forward Madison, but Charlotte not diving in on Ferdy Sosa. Or really anybody on the ball for that matter. Keen to pick their moments to make the tackles. Sis. Correa now. Poked away, but right to Omar Sis, who's under hit his pass. And now Gebhardt keeping his head up, surveying the scene, trying to go himself, and didn't see Anthony Sorensen in support. Gebhardt, a long-time forward Madison man. 6 goals, 3 assists for the Mingos last year. He's gone 5-5 in 2024. Big ball forward to Joel Johnson. Osmond got a poke to it, and Kroll got it away. Now Charlotte gonna go for that direct ball game a little bit, it seems. Breesen got a restart. Someone who spent a few months away from the pitch with injury and has only gained confidence since his return, says head coach Mike Jeffries. A number of players in this Charlotte side have had to battle through the injury plague this season. Johnson clipping it forward, Obregon onside. Alvarez, work to do. Villalobos wins the challenge. Cheney's dropped back to open up. His cross headed down. Christian Cheney, instead of staying with the second to last defender, dropping into midfield, allowing him to turn and face goal, open up a little bit. Didn't elect to try and explore the space in front of him though. That's been his role this year. Last year was much more of a target man, but in 2024, he's been able to connect more with teammates. Play a lot of progressive passes, drag defenders with him. Off the ball movement, something that isn't praised enough for strikers, but Cheney's is so good. He's sticking right with the last defender now, waiting for the cross from Payne. And it's too strong for Cheney, and Pack scrambling for it. A little closer to home than maybe he expected. Able to tip it out for a corner kick. Payne not getting the side spin on that ball. Instead it was the backspin. That sort of contact took it a lot closer to goal. Austin Pack with a season-high 10 saves against Northern Colorado all the way back on May 25th. He's got 2 so far tonight. Canopy Wealth Management is donating $50 to Forward Madison FC's mini pitch fundraising project for each home corner kick taken by FMFC. Boyce to the back stick, header down is wide. Head and hands for Mitch Osmond, who got a look from a few yards out. And The skipper just glancing at it. Didn't try and generate the torque with his torso. Instead, just trying to guide it into the side netting. Wasn't far away. Hasn't scored a goal this season, but has played the full 90 in the last 5 matches straight. And will take a second to catch his breath as the referee has stopped play. Osman, the captain, head coach Matt Glazer, had a chance to speak with him earlier this week. He said, if there's anybody we have to talk about who doesn't get the praise that he deserves, it's Mitch Osman. Real leader on and off the pitch. Murphy trying to lead an attack forward. Staying on his feet and eventually going down, and the whistle will sound. John Murphy picking up a couple fouls early. He's had a real tenacity to go at defenders. Boyce. Payne didn't stay on side. Bear Insurance, a proud sponsor of Forward Madison FC, is based in Madison and has provided protection and peace of mind to businesses and individuals throughout the state of Wisconsin since 1928. Whistle sounds this time for Charlotte. We've seen just the one yellow card to Omar Sis, who has a talking to with the official now. 30 minutes gone from Bree Stevens Field. Philip Galati with you. Night 1 of the USL League One playoffs. This one yet to have its first goal, but these two teams, some of the best goal-scoring teams in all the land. Correa and Sosa getting into it a little bit. Throw-in finds Boyce. Dispossessed, now Sis. Forward Madison have a lot of numbers on this near side if Charlotte can go quickly. Johnson was looking for that crossfield ball, didn't see a lane. Avenue afforded to Anthony Sorensen, and that's a late challenge from John Murphy. And a little bit of emotion as well in the 10th all-time meeting between these two sides. And the 4th this season. Didn't look like a yellow card worthy challenge. It is late, and there isn't much of a play on the ball. Anthony Sorensen had some words to say and a little more as well. Credit to the referee for doing a good job of stopping things before they could get out of hand. Sorensen, the Port-au-Prince native, has played pretty much everywhere this season. Left back, center mid, sometimes center attacking mid. We've seen him in a number of spots tonight, especially on this near side. What can Charlotte do from the set piece? They'll have to win it back. Murphy not shying away from the contact. A rematch of the USL Jägermeister Cup semifinal. 3 goals, 2 red cards. These two teams will battle to the very last kick of the ball. And it has been a battle in this one. So evenly matched. Their fortitude defensively has only gotten better since that Jägermeister Cup match. It's going to take something special to break the deadlock. Kroll. Osmond. Madison have dropped numbers deeper to facilitate the buildup. Boyce one of them. Watch Jimmy Villalobos as well, just trying to drift in between the midfield and attacking lines of Charlotte, looking for his space. Gebhard with not a lot of space and goes down, free kick. Faraday Souza asking for a yellow card. Sorensen will get at least a talking to. One yellow card so far on this one to Omar Sis of the Independents. Is it a reckless challenge? No, but it is a foul. He's caught him by the shin guard. He's trying to play the ball. Didn't need to make that challenge. Gebhard was running out of space very quickly. Kroll with the left foot standing over it. Boyce can swing it on the right. Charlotte will hold the 18. It will be Devin Boyce to deliver. And onto it was Osman. And the volley dribbling right at Pack. Didn't have the power to take it by the goalkeeper. Mitch Osman now with 2 good scoring chances. Despite the number of players we highlighted pre-game for forward Madison, Osman usually not finding himself in those positions. Check out all the exciting postseason action in November. The 2024 USL playoffs presented by Terminix showcase the top teams battling it out for the ultimate prize. Go to USLLeague1.com for all the latest playoff information. Less than 10 minutes now until the interval. Cheney forcing pressure on Ryan JJ. Charlotte able to get it just to midfield. It's a bit of a scrum right in the circle. Gebhard has come away with it. Villalobos inviting Chalanko forward with that pass. Boyce trying to make a run. Gebhard's found a pocket for himself. Kroll. Murphy brought down once again. Persistent infringement maybe now on the mind of the referee. Villalobos for Payne. Boyce making the overlap towards Cheney. Bounces for Gebhard! Forward Madison off and running. And it's the long-time Mingo, Derek Gebhard, who opens the scoring. Brilliant overlapping run, flicked on by Cheney at the near post. Gebhard with the composure to settle and fire home. First time ball bounces low. Cheney may not have got a touch on it. Derek Gebhard certainly did. Able to corral it with that first touch. Doesn't try to crush it, just guides it in with the instep of his right foot. Austin Pack has no time to react to it. And the Mingos take flight toward the tail end of the first half. Derek Gebhard with his 6th goal in all competitions this season. Was formerly the all-time leading goal scorer for forward Madison before Christian Cheney took that title from him. All home goals sponsored by Dairyland Insurance. Gebhardt in his club record 116th appearance, making his mark in the 2024 playoffs. Correa, clipped in, comfortable for Shipman. Derek Gebhardt, someone who has played just about everywhere in his time with Forward Madison. Drops into midfield for this one, inviting Kroll, the defender, forward. Still offered space. Gebhardt took some contact late. The referee thought about the foul. Instead, we'll let play continue. Souza trying to brush by Sorensen. To the byline. Cleared only as far as Kroll. Unselfish play. Gebhardt once again. Deflected out for a throw-in. Madison absolutely oozing with confidence going forward now. Derek Gebhardt needs a second to catch his breath. Now how will Charlotte respond? Villalobos got the ball. Gebhardt's pass intercepted. Independence on the counter. Numbers arriving in the box. Cross floated in and headed before it could reach Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. Charlotte's so deadly on the counterattack, and Forward Madison defended that one well. Boyce with the Trivella pass, just trying to force Sosa into space, and it's not on. That defensive shape for Forward Madison was something that head coach Mike Jeffries spoke on specifically this week. About how Charlotte needs to stay compressed in the middle of the field, and they've done that. But the progressive passes into the final third, into the channels, that's where they've struggled a little bit in this first half. Madison haven't brought the high press as much as maybe Charlotte were expecting. But as you can see, as soon as the ball gets to the near side, the Mingos swarm it. Alvarez with work to do and able to get by. That should be a yellow card, and it will. Villalobos with the tug on the jersey. And now a chance from the set piece. Credit to Luis Alvarez for the dribbling ability just to get out of that pressure. Because if they can't connect the passes in the channels, Charlotte needs to find players who are willing to go at defenders, take risks, 1v1. Alvarez has done that a number of times tonight, so too has Dustin Correa. I've seen him take defenders on the far side. Stands over the set piece on the near side now. 2 in the wall for Shipman as Forward Madison hold the 18. 43rd minute from Breese Stevens Field. Alvarez low cross deflected by Murphy, and Boyce away from danger. Alvarez with the hustle play to keep it in play. Long ball headed down. Is that a handball? It is not. There were some appeals from the Independence forwards. Take another look at it. Chalaka heading it. I think that's come off the chest there of Mitch Osman. Even so, his arm was across his body. I think that's the right call from the officials. Murphy kept it in touch. Sosa going down and the whistle sounding. It was Gebhardt rather going down, and a yellow card shown not only to him but also to Clay Dimmick. The low name on the score sheet, now the first Mingo in the pocketbook. And it is quite exaggerated from Derek Gebhardt. And he gets a yellow card for simulation. He'll plead his case on deaf ears. Rather, the foul was given. Gebhardt given a yellow card for the reaction. Dimmick given the yellow card for the foul. It's a bit of a confusing sequence, but Madison with a more familiar sight as they command the ball. Stoppage time presented by Just Coffee Co-op will be a minimum of 2 minutes. As the Mingos search for their second. Cheney. Kroll. Cheney lost out. Wins it right back though for Gebhardt. Boyce's strike on the first time. Just lashing at it before it could come across his body. It's not a bad take from number 8. Just a half a second too soon. Sorensen. Looking direct for Obregon. And his first time volley well over the bar. Osman asking for a bit of a jersey pull, and very difficult angle to try and have that strike, especially with the ball bouncing. But to forward Madison's credit, Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. has been very quiet since the first 10 minutes or so of this opening half. Cheney over the advertising boards, and the referee will give the foul. Christian Cheney, not unfamiliar to battle scars. And Clay Dimmick does not make an attempt on the ball. Cheney just spilling over the boards. Already popped right back up. Kroll looping into the box, and Pack has come all the way out to grab it. No chance to restart play as the first half whistle sounds. It is the club record holder in appearances, Derek Gebhardt, who fittingly enough scores the very first home playoff goal for forward Madison. His strike in the 38th minute separates the two sides after 45. It has been an absolute battle from the opening kick at Breese Stevens Field. 1-0 through the first half of action. We've got plenty to talk about at halftime. We'll see you on the other side of the break for what has been a fantastic watch thus far.
Tomorrow, we've been expecting you. At TrueStage, we've been preparing for tomorrow for almost a century, helping businesses give their customers, members, and clients what they need to move forward with confidence. Because for us, the future brings possibility, protection, innovation, growth. With financial solutions across insurance, investments, and technology, the people you serve can take on tomorrow, today. So what are you waiting for? Tomorrow, here we come.
It's an S.
Oh, not bad. My name is John Murphy. Pazani Ferry Sosa. Soy Juan Galindre. I'm Devin Boyce.
I gotta get a couple push-ups in, you know?
I can juggle. Justin.
Justicia.
Justice.
Justice. Justice.
Justice from the ground. Justice from the ground up.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget. And 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
The flock has been jubilant through 45 minutes. Forward Madison in front by a score of 1-0. Halftime presented by Just Coffee Co-op. There are 8 teams in the playoffs. Mark Schoenster takes you through how they all got there.
Let's go down the seeding, shall we? First off, with the back-to-back Player Shield winners, Union Omaha. The Owls are once again the best that the league has to offer as far as the 22 regular season games are concerned, and for good reason. Dom Casciato's side is quality from top to bottom, from Rashid Nuhu to the likes of Pedro Dolabella on the other end, scoring goal after goal. They have every reason to believe that they can win it all this year. The question for them is, can they avoid repeating history of last season? They were first place last year and got bounced in the semifinals in penalties to Charlotte. So they want to make sure that doesn't happen again. And a team that will be looking to contend with them is Northern Colorado, the Hailstorm. Eamon Zayed's side has been really good this season, and they've got a Jägermeister Cup championship to show for it. Can they win the double in that regard? They'd be the first team to do so, given the Jägermeister Cup's first year being this season, and they have been on one heck of a hot streak as of late. Can they maintain that streak going into the playoffs? They certainly have some dangerous weapons. Ethan Horde, Bruno Rendon, and then Lalo Delgado and others along in this side. They've been so good all season, and they have all the tools to win it all. Another team that has a ton of tools, Forward Madison. Matt Glazer in his 3rd year. They've been slowly building up this program season after season. And the first thing that sticks out about this team to me is they have so much depth. When you get into the second half, you're making substitutions. Matt Glazer looks to the guys who come off the bench, and there is no drop in quality. They're going to need that in the playoffs. They're going to need that in these tight games. And look, that might be just the ticket to them making the run and winning it all. Now, another team that when they're at their best can compete with those 3 teams above them is the Greenville Tribe. But the question has been, which Greenville team is going to show up on any given day? Because you can see here, sometimes it just doesn't fall right for Rick Wright's side. But other days, you've got Lyon McKinnon, the Golden Boot winner, leading the charge. They can barrage you with attacks, with goals, with shots. At their best, they can make the run and they can win it all. That's for certain. Now we get to the bottom half of the table as far as the seeding is concerned. And this is a one Knoxville team that definitely wears the badge of defense, wins championships very seriously. No team has been scored on less this year. They're tied in the league with clean sheets. Sean Lewis, the Golden Glove winner. Just major kudos to this team. They've been so tough to crack down. Ilya Illich stepping in and doing a fantastic job in that regard. As we pivot over to the Charlotte Independents. Now, this is a Charlotte team that's been in a rough skid as of late. Not great form for Mike Jeffrey's side, but here's the fact of the matter. They're the best returning team when it comes to where they finished in the playoffs last season. They made it to the final. They've been there before, and they've got a ton of those pieces back, including adding Juan Carlos Obregon Jr., who was 2nd in the Golden Boot race this season. So why not the Charlotte Independents? They just got to turn around the script. Speaking of a team that needs to turn it around as of late, Spokane Velocity has not been looking good for them as of late, not a good run of form. But here's the deal. They're a brand new club. They have made it to the playoffs in their first year, so major kudos need to be given to Lee Wiedemann, his staff, and the players who have stepped in and have really made an impact in their opening year as a club. Luis Heel in particular has been amazing, scoring and supplying goals for this Velocity team. So they just need to recapture some form and carry some of that first season magic on. Meanwhile, last but not least, the Richmond Kickers, the Young Bucks, who are in this one, coached by Darren Sawatsky, but led by Emiliano Terzaghi up top. When you've got Emmy on the team, the all-time leading goal scorer in USL League One history, you have a chance. So with that in mind, this Richmond Kickers team just needs some of that nothing to lose magic. With that in mind, we're going to step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll have news and notes for you.
Yeah. Get it. Get it. Shoulda got a dog.
When mice show up, so do we. Terminix it. New flavors. The same traditions. Be the guest of honor. Add more flavor to your parties. El Jimador. Spiked Bebidas.
I kept it pushing and busting and moving and running and shaking and hustling. My competition be mad at themselves because they keep on falling down and struggling. They know I'm the man. I'm just showing out. I keep it real. Yeah, that's what I'm about.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Yeah, tricked. I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead.
It's an S.
Not bad. My name is John Murphy. Pausani Ferry Sosa. Soy Juan Galindre. I'm Devin Boyce.
I gotta get a couple push-ups in, you know?
I can juggle. Just it. Da, 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 da. Justicia.
Justice.
Justice. Justice.
Justice from the ground. Justice from the ground up.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at the news and notes around USL League One presented by Tiger Balm. Greenville Triumph announcing a 10,000-seat capacity stadium to be built in South Carolina as the game continues to grow. Speaking of growth, Boise announced to have a professional soccer team coming very soon. One of a number of teams joining USL League One in the coming seasons. For this season, though, the Golden Awards, Liam McKinnon given the Golden Boot, Sean Lewis of One Knoxville the Golden Glove, Alfredo Mirense, the attacking midfielder for the Central Valley Fuego with the most assists and the Golden Playmaker title. As for the quarterfinals, Greenville are moving on. They will play the winner of Union Omaha and Richmond. That game getting underway tomorrow at 3:30. The Kickers and Los Bujos have the last 4 regular season titles between those two as the inaugural USL Jägermeister Cup champions Northern Colorado take on Spokane, the winner of that match playing the winner of this one. As for the bracket, we'll take a closer look at it. Greenville, the first team into the Final Four. Union Omaha, their 3rd Players' Shield in 5 seasons. The 1 seed taking on Richmond. Madison, through 45 minutes, have one hand on that semifinal spot. If they win this match, they will play the winner of Hailstorm and the Velocity, with that match kicking off in an hour's time. This one has a second half to play. We'll see you soon.
Getting the exact vehicle you want is easy at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton. Come in and sit down with one of our sales professionals and build the Volkswagen you want. Pick all the features, order it, and then sit back and relax, knowing you're getting your dream vehicle. The best things in life are worth waiting for after all. Check out our selection online or in person, with new vehicles arriving every day. Your perfect Volkswagen could already be waiting for you at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton.
Oh.
It's an S.
I'm not bad. My name is John Murphy.
Pausani Ferry Sosa.
Soy Juan Galindre. I'm Devin Boyce.
I gotta get a couple push-ups in, you know?
I can juggle. Justin. Justicia.
Justice.
Justice. Justice.
Justice from the ground. Justice from the ground up.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget. And 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
45 minutes down, Forward Madison in front by a score of 1-0. The Just Coffee Co-op halftime show rolls on as we take a look at the highlights from that first half. It was a back and forth affair. Both goalkeepers tested early, both teams up and back and side to side. It was so much to follow. Difficult to pick just a couple highlights, but this shot certainly worthy of it. Joel Johnson from a tight angle forcing an early stop from Burn Shipman. Somebody who head coach Matt Glazer says isn't tested a lot in games, but when he is, he's always up to the task. 5 minutes later, it was Forward Madison's first turn for a shot on target. Faraday Sosa with the ball roll to his left, and Austin Pack with a strong right paw to concede the corner kick. About 20 minutes later, a looping cross into the box was tipped over by Pack. Payne was trying to curl it back, but instead, well, maybe he did try and shoot it. It was awfully close. Austin Pack, though, equal to it. A couple minutes later, the 38th to be exact, was the opening goal. Payne this time electing to play the overlapping ball to Devin Boyce. First time cross bounces by Cheney off the left thigh of Derek Gebhardt and into the bottom right corner. Another look at this excellent job by Forward Madison, getting the ball forward to the byline, back into the box, and into the back of the net. The first half stats presented by Rhyme. 9 shots for Forward Madison to Charlotte's 4. Possession just about right down the middle. Charlotte Independence yet to really test Burn Shipman since that second minute. 3 corners for the Mingos, just 1 for Charlotte. Forward Madison as well. Their set pieces was something that Charlotte Independence head coach Mike Jeffries said we have to be vigilant about. 2 yellow cards split right down the middle. Omar Sis and Clay Dimmick for the visitors. For the hosts, it's Derek Gebhardt and Jimmy Villalobos. So Christian Cheney needs a ball. That would help. There's one. Cheney, the all-time leading goal scorer in Forward Madison history, playing against his former side for the 8th time after departing the Independents in 2020. He has 2 goals and 3 assists in those 8 games against his former club. And he will start proceedings in this second half. No changes made for either side. Gebhardt into the box early, shot deflected. It might fall at the back post. And Sosa can't redirect it on target. Would have been a dream start to the second 45 for forward Madison. Gebhardt doing the right thing, hits the trailing leg of the defender. Sosa at a difficult height for him. That's up by his hip. Just trying to get over the top of the ball, which is the right thing to do. Head coach Mike Jeffrey, speaking to him earlier this week, spoke on the resiliency of Charlotte this season, about how they've had a lot of injuries, a lot of players playing in new positions, but ultimately they've been able to get into the playoffs because, in his words, the right guys step up at the right time. And there is no better time, no other time rather, for someone to step up now for the Independents, trying to maraud their way through the pink smoke. Dimick to restart. Spielman. Alvarez has dropped all the way back. A little bit of a different look for him positionally. Dimick getting a touch to this one. Has the extremely difficult task of defending Derek Gebhardt on a number of challenges in that first half. That battle likely to continue in the second. Meanwhile, the key battle for the Independents has been Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. just trying to get the ball to his feet. Falls to the feet of Devin Boyce now on the counter. Sees Gebhardt. Flag stays down and comes up late. It's chalked off. Gebhardt second disallowed. Forward Madison second disallowed. Number 17 did not hold his run, and despite the tidy finish, is offside. Boyce, bundled over, free kick. Spielman is hot. Eventually calms down. Devin Boyce, you can see the turf leaving a mark on him. His head coach, Matt Glazer, says there is no one who battles more at this club than Devin Boyce. Never shies away from a 50-50 ball. Just plays angry. It makes him so hard to defend against, and even more difficult when you take the ball off him, because he will not relent to try and get it back. Cheney, defended by JJ. Ryan JJ not only keeping it in play, but starting the attack as well. Obregon Jr. now. 3 defenders in front of him, and was never going to be able to get through all of them. First time he's really been able to get a look at goal and turn and face the play. Was so far away from goal. Great ball to the far side for Correa. Sits down Kroll. Spinning cross headed down by Chalaka, swiped away by Villalobos. Missed time header now Cheney. One-on-one with JJ. Ryan JJ with the trailing touch. Nervy moments for both sides, readjusting to their shape in the second half. Long ball forward for Johnson, who's onside and into the sky. How about the flock tonight? Non-stop music, non-stop sound. Head coach Matt Glazer spoke at length about how awesome it is to see forward Madison fans out in the town wearing pink, recognizing him, stopping him to say thank you for all that he does in his second season in charge, and knows how much it would mean to this crowd to deliver them a win in their very first home playoff game. He says that the fans deserve it Payne gets the 1-2. Lovely ball for Gebhard. Boyce to cross it once again. This one easy enough for Pack as a collective groan emerges from the flock. Charlotte knew that that noise was going to be loud every second tonight, but head coach Mike Jeffrey says that doesn't deter the Independents. In fact, it energizes them. That these guys are going to be excited by the environment. They know the atmosphere at Breese Stevens Field is tremendous. Their last match for the Independents was against Richmond, who have another jubilant home crowd. And Coach Jeffrey saying that was a good preparation for tonight in terms of what to expect. Shipman looking long. That one way up there. Cheney allowed it to bounce. He's had his number called a number of times now by Ryan JJ. Defending excellently for the Independents on the 1v1. Glazer directing traffic back. Boyce, Trivella pass and a spin. Murphy trying to play Derek Gebhard and behind, fighting for it, and no appeals from 17. Never a penalty. Tried to come across the defender to create his own space. Just second to it. Obregon got it away. Johnson dispossessed. Now Murphy. Flick deflected by Gebhard. Spielman with a touch to it. Correa with a few touches forward. Has lots of space. Everybody communicating for forward Madison, trying to mark Obregon. He's left the pass open at the near post. Not cleared away yet. Siss's shot deflected heroically. Devin Boyce into the line of fire. Spielman eyeing the cross into the box. Instead, inviting Clay Dimmick forward now. This is sustained offensive pressure from Charlotte. We haven't seen it in quite some time. Can they capitalize from it? Cross fired right at Dimmick. Falls to Correa on his left. Shoved over. Referee was right there. Whistle stays in the hand. And now it is raised for the foul in favor of forward Madison. Cheney helped up to his feet by the referee, Kalen Radazov. Osman. Shipman waited to play that Route 1 pass. He's fallen now into the path of Payne. Early cross for Gebhard. Well defended by Nick Spielman. Clean tackle, not a lot of force in it. Just found the lane to get to the ball. Correa forced all the way back. Pack will keep it in play. That's a dangerous pass. And Cheney nearly onto it. Playing through the middle, always risky. Surprised to see Austin Pack not try and play that one long, but Charlotte are trying more build-up play. They sent the long ball to Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. in that first half. He didn't get on to many of them. Now they're trying to explore that space out wide. But the key for head coach Mike Jeffries is the aggression of forward Madison. As soon as Charlotte gets into that offensive third, that's when forward Madison like to get aggressive, pressure the ball. Even with the center backs as well, they like to step up. Independence with work to do on the road in their 5th consecutive playoff appearance. Ga. Chalaka's header falls right to Obregon. Alvarez sees the switch, instead plays short. JJ Dimmick gonna clip it forward for Correa. Gets to the second ball. Lovely footwork from Anthony Sorensen. Spins himself into coughing up possession. Cheney can't keep it in touch. In the aftermath of both Hurricanes Helene and Milton, the USL has partnered with United Way Suncoast to help the Tampa Bay area recover from the devastation the storm left behind. To learn how you can get involved, scan the QR code or visit www.uslsoccer.com/Milton to ensure individuals and families have access to the resources they need to recover. Free kick for Charlotte, 58th minute. The referee bringing the wall back as John Murphy concedes it. Villalobos ushered 10 yards away. The flock bringing the noise. Little confusion at the back post, but Shipman now safely into his grasp. Former Schalke Academy graduate. Started his professional career with the reserve team for the German side in 2013. Sends this one into the stratosphere. Cheney. Alvarez onto the first touch of the Mingos forward. Wanted the handball, but it looked like the arm was by the side of the defender. Sis. Pass didn't find the feet of Correa, but he had the speed to get onto it. Sorensen doesn't have the speed to get on the end of that one. It is a lot more play on the ground now for Charlotte. Trying to work it up through the wings rather than launch it long. But it's left Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. on a bit of an island. We may see him drop a little bit deeper just to get involved in the buildup. Poor pass from Shipman. Boyce running onto it. Chalaka has stepped up and Payne in support. Ryan JJ is fouled. Christian Cheney once again. Offers some help up and Cheney declines. And Cheney telling the referee it's not the first time those two have battled, and number 9 has ended up on the dirt. Take another look at it. Replays presented by Dairyland. And it is a foul, but there's nothing more in that. Cheney created a space for the 50-50 ball, and JJ taking it away unfairly. Sosa taking his space. First cross blocked to the feet of Derek Gebhardt. Now Villalobos. Murphy. Charlotte trying to stay compact. Now way through for Payne. 60 minutes gone from Bree Stevens Field. Phil Galati with you. 1-0 Forward Madison. All-time Mingos appearance leader Derek Gebhard with the goal. Charlotte bringing numbers forward now. Here's Dustin Correa. Travella pass right to the feet of Jimmy Villalobos. Charlotte are starting to find a little bit more space on the ball. Unable to create shooting chances from it. Johnson to the byline. Space to stand it up over Correa. Spielman right back in. Here's Obregon. Thought about setting up the overhead kick. Didn't get the space to do so. $3,953 in attendance for Forward Madison. The noise continuing. Trying to urge this side onward in the very first home playoff match for the club. Rain or shine, the Mingos show out, said head coach Matt Glazer. And this home playoff game is something the fans have wanted for and waited for many years. They're rewarded with it now, and Coach Glazer saying hopefully it's the first step to helping to propel Forward Madison as one of the dominant clubs in USL League One. Murphy. They've dominated in the offensive third tonight. $11 shots, 4 of which are on target for the Mingos. 0 of 6 for Charlotte. Gebhard wants the 1-2, never gonna get it. Here's Obregon. Alvarez had to check back for it a bit. Ran out of room. Murphy, inviting ball for Stephen Payne. Defending in close quarters, finds Devin Boyce. So John Murphy at the top of the box. Barreled at Derek Gebhard, who nearly was able to create something with it. Sorensen trying to break for Charlotte. Excellent challenge by Christian Cheney. The forward all the way back. Will try his luck from distance. Flashes just wide as the shadow of the ball grazes the far post. You can see he's only got one thing on his mind. As soon as he picks the ball up, he's looking straight at goal. Not to his left, not to his right, straight at goal. Knows exactly where he is. It's a dipping ball that may have beaten Austin Pack if it was on target. Carlton Belmar, the first change of the match, bringing in Omar Sis. Rather replacing Omar Sis. Bashir and Jai sorely missed in midfield, said head coach Mike Jeffries. Someone who's hard to beat on the 1v1, does so much for us defensively, and his job has been largely filled by Omar Sis this season, who has played through a broken arm all year long. You saw him with that cast on his left arm. Carlton Belmar, another player returning from injury. Coach Jeffrey saying he's in invaluable addition to this side, and now having him healthy, it gives Charlotte just an extra it factor up top. So Belmar will go forward. Joel Johnson will slide in a little bit deeper into midfield. Nga. Diving header from Osman, only as far as Sorensen. First touches for Carlton Belmar. Finding Alvarez. Trying to stay agile and able to find the ball to the corner. Sorensen. Sent away by Jake Kroll. Cheney gonna battle for it. Not pressured by JJ, who's on a yellow card watch after a number of fouls against Christian Cheney. Doesn't foul him this time. Alvarez wants to pursue the run on his own. Trying to play it in behind. Great ball for Nga. Early shot right at Shipman. Fabrice Nga making the overlapping run. Has the pace and athleticism to get in behind, said head coach Mike Jeffries. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Select matches, including the championship final, will be available in Spanish throughout the rest of the season. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Yet to find a shot on target in this second half. 3 in total for forward Madison, just 2 for the Independents. A place in the semifinals of the 2024 USL League One playoffs on the line. Look at the space afforded to Ferretti Sosa. Cheney making the run. Travella pass was a good one. Austin Pax on all the way. Forward Madison preparing their first change as Garrett McLaughlin heads to midfield. One of the key mid-season signings for head coach Matt Glaser this year. Johnson. Alvarez. Able to slice it through 2 defenders, and Obregon second to it. Shipman gonna play a little bit quicker this time. Boyce not gonna get there. Spielman instead for Belmar. One touch passing for Charlotte, trying to find some space. Instead finding Stephen Payne. Boyce down the line and got a chase, and will get there before Derek Gebhardt. Referee gonna have a talking to with Derek Gebhardt, who is on a yellow card, and the goal scorer will be replaced by Garrett McLaughlin, who had 9 goals last season for North Carolina in their run to the 2023 USL League One playoffs. The champions last year, spearheaded offensively by number 12. Head coach Matt Glaser said he's going to be big for us down the tail end of the season and into the playoffs. And he will get his chance with 20 minutes to go. With the first substitution for the Mingos tonight, presented by Festival Foods. So how will that change the Mingo structure offensively? Seems like McLaughlin will go high to that far side. Faraday Sosa in turn will drop in a little bit toward midfield. John Murphy has covered a lot of ground tonight. One of the deeper numbers in midfield, but still gets high on the press. As now the Mingos will try and close down Charlotte, and Boyce into a bit of a scuffle with Fabrice Nga and told to calm down by the referee. Johnson. Correa wants it back, gets it back. Another Sorensen on the ball. Johnson now into the box for Obregon, headed down by Osman. Mitch Osman has shut down Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. in this match. There's 19 minutes for Charlotte to find the man who had 15 goals this year for them. He's got 4 in his last 5, including in the last 2 matches back-to-back. We haven't seen much of number 29 tonight. Payne found a pocket of space on the near side. Head up for the cross, finding Cheney. Boyce in support. Right back for Stephen Payne. Boyce has dragged the defender for him. Payne will go inside. Goes down. Murphy with a clever spin, but too heavy. Alvarez. Shoved off by Michael Chalaka for a foul. That's the kind of movement that forward Madison are going to try and do in this next 18 minutes. Play the ball down the line and then have a forward come by and support, make the diagonal run toward the corner, drag the defender, open up space centrally to explore inside. That off the ball movement, disrupting the structure of Charlotte. Head coach Mike Jeffrey says we have to stay compact, we have to find our shape, and not allow forward Madison to drag us out of position. Will they make more off the ball runs here? Independence with a little better shape this time. Forced back for now. Kroll. Chalaka. Nga intercepting, stopping it on a dime as well. Nervy moment for the defender, but well done in the end. Select the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Christian Cheney on the break now. Has McLaughlin in the middle if he can pick him out. McLaughlin in behind! Unable to find the angle as Nick Spielman comes back to support defensively. Garrett McLaughlin left all in his own. It's a great pass by Cheney, who has blossomed into his role as a playmaker this season. Credit to Austin Pack for taking away the angle. McLaughlin offside on this attempt. Alvarez at midfield, 15 minutes in regulation. Charlotte still yet to find that X factor to unlock the Madison defense. Shipman yet to truly be tested in this second half. They've kept the ball in this second half, the visitors, but they just haven't been able to find passing lanes into the final third. Look how far deep into midfield Obregon has to come back just to get a touch on it. Referee will halt the restart of play. A double change for both sides waiting. John Murphy's night is done, to be replaced in midfield as Wolfgang Prentice gets some instruction. Juan Galindres as well, set to enter the fray. Cleo Berra is into the match for Charlotte. So too is Tresor Mbuyu. So Sosa off, and Murphy as well for the Mingos. Galindres and Prentice into the game. Dustin Correa replaced on the far side by Tresor Mbuyu, who will take his place on the near side. Rather, no, it's Christian Chaney who is substituted for Juan Galindres. The Colombian with 3 goals in his last 7. Confirmation of that change. Chaney off up top, Galindres on. And Sosa replaced by Prentice. As Murphy's night continues. Forward Madison substitutes presented by Festival Foods. Fabrice Nga taken off at the back for Cleo Berra. Tresor Mbuyu up top for Dustin Correa. .12 minutes to go. Both sides with 2 substitutes still available. Alvarez. Mbuyu getting his first touches. Appeals for handball, not given. Referee says Charlotte throw. Long ball forward. Johnson trying to bring it down, flicking it for Obregon. Cleared away by Murphy. Back into the mixer, and Murphy again to it. McLaughlin. Villalobos trying to open up space and does. Here's Wolfgang Prentice charging down the far side. Prentice cutting it back for Galindres. And his very first touch was scuffed in the end. Just made the run a half step too early. The ball played a little bit behind his stance and couldn't stretch his leg out beyond the plant foot. Chalaka stepping up. A number of times now that Michael Chalaka has been more aggressive on his interceptions. Something that head coach Mike Jeffries said the independents are going to have to watch out for. Osman with the interception this time. Obregon's turn to pick the pass. As both sides now struggling a little bit to find feet. Galindres appeals for offside. Referee checks with his assistant. Flag stays down. Villalobos checking in. Murphy. Payne. Boyce. Flipping it forward. Payne has space to take this one down. Sending it back for Galindres! Deflected wide. Juan Galindres has only been on the pitch for a few minutes and has had 2 excellent chances. Payne with so much time, plays a great pass, keeps it on the ground. Galindres again, his run made a little early. Has to turn around after that first touch and just try and whip his leg at it. Does well enough in the end to earn a corner. Canopy Wealth Management is donating $50 to Forward Madison FC's mini pitch fundraising project for each home corner kick taken by FMFC. Deep delivery, headed straight up by JJ. And did Pack keep it in bounds? He did. Wants the quick counter, it's not on. Luis Alvarez. Searching ball in. It's a bit of a mess, but in the end, it's dealt with. Head and hands. Joel Johnson. Here's Alvarez, 18 yards out. And Osman in the way. Charlotte finding some momentum now. Sorensen. Alvarez again. Forced wide for Clay Dibick. 84th minute. Anthony Sorensen. Good move, but too heavy on the second touch. Now Devin Boyce trying to find a little more gas in the tank. Up for Galindres. Out for the Charlotte throw. And a substitution waiting for the Independents. Nelson Pierre will replace Joel Johnson, the 19-year-old with his 10th appearance of the season on loan from the Philadelphia Union. The Union's second team. Victors in the MLS Next Pro Eastern Conference Finals earlier today by a score of 4-0. Sorensen. Sliced across it, and it'll spin right at Shipman. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. McLaughlin on side. Prentice probing. JJ clearing. Kroll settling. Does enough for the throw. Clearance right into the way of, I believe it was Nelson Pierre blocking it. Tracer Mbuyu couldn't keep it in the offensive third. Galindres flicking it forward for McLaughlin. Able to get by his mark. McLaughlin with options either side. Finds Wolfgang Prentice. Stings the palms of Austin Pack. Forward Madison have probed for a second. They have not found it. but they look the likelier side to score unless Charlotte can find some momentum offensively. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. In their very first home playoff match, Forward Madison are 4 minutes and change away from a win and a place in the semifinals. That'll spin out for a goal kick. The 10th all-time meeting between these two sides. Madison with 3 wins and 3,900 fans tonight. Charlotte with 3 wins and 3 draws. Galindres, free kick. Galindres slow to rise to his feet. I think his right shoe was coming tight as well. Galindres is a top 5 goal scorer in the league with his 2 years in Chattanooga. Flicking it forward for McLaughlin. He's shielded away well by JJ. Alvarez now. Charlotte have to bring the numbers. Alvarez with the wherewithal to get out of the pressure. Nick Spielman up from the back. Mbuyu. Sorensen eyes up the cross. Brought down and cleared away partially. Alvarez and Devin Boyce went in with his studs high. And he got the ball, but the dangerous play. Referee has the left arm up for the indirect free kick. It's clipped into the box and all the way through. Mitch Osmond trying to urge some more noise from the flock on Carlos Obregon Jr. Losing his footing as he tried to stretch for it, just too far for him. An unbelievable season for number 29. He has not had many chances to find his 16th goal tonight. He will not get many more chances now as we are into the 90th minute from Breese Stevens Field. Obregon taking a knock and a free kick again for Charlotte. Sorensen, a lot of spin on that one. And now Villalobos can break. Goes down but plays the pass forward for Wolfgang Prentice. Prentice onto his left, stopped temporarily, brought down in the box, penalty given. Forward Madison with the chance to seal their place in the semifinals. Wolfgang Prentice stayed on his feet as long as he could and is brought down in the area. The super sub described by his head coach, Matt Glaser, earning the penalty kick. into the first of 3 minutes at a minimum. Stoppage time presented by Just Coffee Co-op. It will be Mitch Osman, the captain, to take it. It would be his first goal this season. No, he's faked it out. It's instead Devin Boyce, the old switcheroo. Devin Boyce, in all likelihood, could lock up the win here from 12 yards. And it's into the back of the net. Forward Madison are moving on. Devin Boyce from the spot seals the win in the Mingo's first ever home playoff match. The first tackle was a good one. Prentice brought down from behind. Osman held the ball until Boyce dispatched it into the bottom left corner. Packed the wrong way, the flock into jubilation, and Forward Madison into the next round. Devin Boyce, a man who battles from start to finish, said head coach Matt Glazer, is ready to start the party in Wisconsin tonight. They've still got to get over the line here. All home goals sponsored by Dairyland Insurance. But the next minute or so for Forward Madison, they'll just have to play like the last 92, and it will be signed, sealed, delivered. Alvarez trying to just flick it forward. Osman instead clearing. Prentice with a check of the shoulder. The referee has a check of the watch. There may be one more chance for Forward Madison. McLaughlin gonna slow it down for now. One-on-one against Ryan JJ. Tackled near the corner flag. '94th minute, about to be 95. Forward Madison waiting for that final whistle. Foul called. Is there time? Spielman, pass intercepted. Played forward for Galindrez. JJ trying to stop him. Offered support now. And the Mingos march on. The very first home playoff game for Forward Madison ends in a 2-0 win. Matt Glazer and company into the USL League One semifinals. A dominant performance from start to finish, and it started very early for Forward Madison defensively. The save of the match presented by Electric E-Bikes. Burn Shipman tipping that one over the bar from a difficult angle. Again, this was in the 2nd minute, but in the 38th minute, the play of the match took place. Derek Gebhard placing it into the bottom right corner. Presented by Dairyland Insurance. The all-time appearance leader for the Mingos. Scored the first, Devin Boyce. Got the second from 12 yards. He is tonight's Festival Foods Man of the Match. And Forward Madison are into the next round of the 2024 USL League One playoffs. The post-game show on the other side of the break. Stick with us.
Isn't just your normal bike. It folds, it unfolds, and it just goes. Need to climb that hill? No problem. And if you're looking for speed, well, you've come to the right place. 28 miles per hour, up to 65 miles of range. And equipped with hydraulic brakes, this is the Electric XP 3.0. Fully foldable, fully assembled, ships free. Simple as that. Go to electricebikes.com and come ride with us.
Oh, I'm not bad. My name is John Murphy. Pausani Ferry Sosa. Soy Juan Galindre. I'm Devin Boyce.
I gotta get a couple push-ups in, you know?
I can juggle. Justin.
Justicia.
Justice.
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 Justice from the ground up. Justice from the ground up.
Tomorrow, we've been expecting you. At TrueStage, we've been preparing for tomorrow for almost a century, helping businesses give their customers, members, and clients what they need to move forward with confidence. Because for us, the future brings possibility, protection, innovation, growth. With financial solutions across insurance, investments, and technology, the people you serve can take on tomorrow, today. So what are you waiting for? Tomorrow?
Matt Glazer with a win in front of the home crowd for the first time in franchise history. 2-0 the final. Post-game show presented by Rhyme. And the full-time highlights presented by Just Coffee Cooperative. Started early in this one, the second minute. And Charlotte looked likely to score. The Independents dominated the first few minutes of this one. Burns Shipman tipping the curling effort from a tough angle over the bar. Take another look at this save. Joel Johnson with his head up. And Burns Shipman flying high to concede the corner kick. 5 minutes later, Forward Madison go the other direction. Christian Cheney plays Faraday Sosa in behind. And Austin Pack with a good stop. Played well tonight despite the scoreline, but this was a chance that Pack was again equal to. Another cross into the box, much like the second minute. This one just tipped over the bar, but nervy moment for him. 10 minutes later, though, Forward Madison found the breakthrough. Villalobos out wide to Stephen Payne. Devin Boyce, overlapping run. First time cross, left at the near post, and dispatched by Derek Gebhardt. Number 17 for the Mingos, scoring the first playoff goal on home soil in club history. 1-0 at the end of the first half. Second half was a little bit quieter offensively to start. 65th minute, that changed. Christian Cheney from way out, just barely wide. You could see his eyes. He's only looking at the goal. As soon as he picks up the ball, takes his space, and nearly gets his name on the score sheet. Into added time, though, a penalty would seal it. Wolfgang Prentice battling through, brought down in the box, and the referee points to the spot. Devin Boyce dispatches it. Bottom left corner, and loves every second of it. The full-time stats presented by Ryan. 16 shots for Forward Madison, an offensively dominant performance, especially considering 7 of them were on target to just 1 from Charlotte. Possession nearly dead, even a couple yellow cards, throwing a couple corners, but in the end, Forward Madison moving on as we take a look at the updated bracket. Forward Madison into the semifinals, so too are Greenville with their win earlier. The Mingos will play the winner of Northern Colorado and Spokane. That match kicking off in just a few minutes. Union Omaha and Richmond will play tomorrow. So the first ever home playoff match for Forward Madison ends in a win. The 10th all-time meeting between these two sides. The 5th consecutive playoff appearance for Charlotte ends at the first hurdle as the Mingos march into the semifinals. For everybody behind the scenes making this broadcast possible, for our producer Brent Costiuela, I've been Philip Galati saying so long and have a great rest of your night. Congratulations to Forward Madison. Moving on.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.